at Texas Pinball Fest 2019, and I'm proud to have standing next to me Naomi Shedd and Ginger Snap, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Why did you guys travel so far together to come to Texas Pinball Festival?
Because we love pinball, we love our pinball community, and my husband and I are rocking the midlife crisis by playing lots of pinball, and for people like you.
And how did you get into pinball, Naomi?
Actually, it was a memorial to my brother, who passed away a month before I got married. And I wanted to get a memorial for him, and one of the things we used to do together is play the Evel Knievel pin. And that was one of the best memories I had of him, and because he committed suicide, we didn't do anything for him when he actually passed away. So I have a plaque on my Evel Knievel pin that says, in memory of Mark Gerard Jackson, and his birthday and death date, and it says, "You mattered to me." Because he was my stand-in father after my father passed away when I was 14. So I just wanted to do something to memorialize him.
That's super beautiful, Naomi. And did you see the Evel Knievel setup that they have over here at Texas today?
I did, and I've talked to him, and he's actually shared a story with me about his loss in his family with suicide. And I love his what he does. I love his. And this little girl is exposed to lots of sights and sounds.
People are trying to throw toys at her right now.
She is going to be used as a support dog for those that are, for children who are on dialysis. And so she needs to be exposed to a lot of sights and sounds because the hospital machines make a lot of sounds. And she's only 2. And so she is trying.
You want to put her down for a second?
She is trying to do her best to be exposed to lots of different activity.
That's awesome. So I know you said the Evel Knievel pin was very significant to you, but obviously you didn't just stop there with Evel Knievel. Here, let's set her down.
Sorry.
Okay.
Cut.
Just 1 second. Ginger. Okay. Okay, so Ginger went to go play some pins for a second.
Yes, she did. Pinball popping it.
So you didn't just stop with the Evel Knievel pin. You did that to memorialize your brother. But now I see you everywhere going to all these pinball shows. So obviously the infatuation took it to a whole new level. Like, what is that experience like?
Well, I am a certified attachment therapist, and I have some contact with those with autism and Asperger's, but I don't actually, that's not my expertise. So I send them to another therapist that is her expertise. And actually, when I started learning about pinball and that you're using both sides of the brain with the flipper action, it was very similar to the exercises that you would assign to somebody with autism or Asperger's or any kind of symptom that would be a brain imbalance. And I also met Daniel Spoler, and I learned what he does with the pinball machines in the physical realm of helping children who maybe wouldn't want to walk on their walker but would stand at a pinball machine, and also bringing families together. So I just started connecting the dots and saying, why couldn't pinball be used to help those with brain imbalances? So I took my theory, concept, to Dana, the one that I refer my patients to or my clients to with that, and she was right on it right away, because one of the struggles she has is the exercises are very tedious and boring that they have to give them to help balance their brain. Whereas with pinball, somebody who does 15 minutes of music in one ear, smelling in the other ear, which stimulates different sides of the brain, might be more apt to play a split flipper tournament or, so I'm just beginning this concept. And again, It is just a theory. My goal, hopefully one day, would be to get medical behind it. And from what I understand, the brain scans that I wanted to try to do while people were playing pinball isn't necessarily going to give us the data we need because of where it happens in the brain. But this is probably too scientific. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is I do see potential for pinball definitely helping those with autism. And I know Kathy Gagno, Robert's mom, contacted me right away and said, please keep doing what you're doing. I've also contacted Danielle Peck, who is a remarkable, brilliant young lady, not only in the world of pinball, but she is just a remarkable young lady whose goal is to be a psychologist. And she is behind it 1,000%. And she's very excited about combining her degree of psychology with her love for pinball. So people like her are the future. I also have 2 other young people that are psychologists that I'm working with. So we don't know where this is going, but that's my theory and plan.
Yeah, so the moral of the story is pinball is therapy. And I think all of us pinheads can relate to that when we play, and we can just get out our aggressions or just focus on not what's going on in our life and stuff. And so for you guys don't know, Robert Gagno is one of the world's best pinball players. You can see him on his documentary Wizard Mode, and he also has autism. And honestly, that's kind of his superpower to being so good at pinball. So it's cool where people feel like these are handicaps in their lives, and pinball's helping them switch it around and be like, no, use this to your advantage. This is who you are. Let's use pinball to help you grow. And so it's awesome that you're kind of helping be a part of that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I remember Michael Gottlieb telling me one time, I know, right? Hail, Michael Gottlieb. He said to me, pinball is one of the few things where you can't think about anything else while you're playing it. And that, I just marinated on that and meditated on that. I was like, that's right, because it's a physical, mental, and even listen, if there's any game that's emotional, dang it, it's pinball.
But last but not least, tell me about these amazing earrings you have, flipper earrings.
This swag is compliments of Mrs. Pin from Mrs. Pin's Pinball Podcast. If you've never heard her podcast, check it out. She's came on to the pinball scene like a dynamo, and I love what she does for the women in pinball. She does a thing called WOMP. Hello?
Oh, yeah.
Women of
Pinball.
And I like that she's bringing out some remarkable women and the sisterhood that it feels she's creating in the world of pinball for women. And she's very entertaining. Information is great. If you're any new in pinball like I was, I learned so much from listening to her podcast. And then Dr. Pin and then her adorable family is just incredible.
Aren't pinball people like the most interesting people in the world, seriously?
Pinball people truly are some of the most gracious, kind, just fun-loving people. I feel like it's sort of a extended family, like people like you and others I've met. And it is, when we all get together at these events, it feels like a big family reunion of people that love pinball and are really easy-going, fun-loving people.
So if you're not here this weekend and you're not part of the Pinhead family, come play pinball with us. We want you in our family. Thank you so much, Naomi.
You are so welcome.